Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna. We will start with our Kirtan. Start our Kirtan. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara Avrata Kalindini Re Radhamsa Keli Kore Mahe Shobhe Kanata Kama Aramate Hema Pita Astadale Vespita Astadale Pradana Nayika Taramate Ratnasane Bhatiyache Dui Jane Shama Sange Sundari Radhika Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara Palavanyarasi Amiya Pariche Khasi Hasya Parihasa Sambhashane Narottama Dasa Koi Nitya Leela Sukha Moyi Sadai Puruka Moramane Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Jayo Gurudev 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 Jayo Jayo Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol हरे कृष्णा दंडोत प्रणाम सचिदेवता प्रभु श्वेता माता जी पूजा माता जी प्रवीण प्रभु हरे कृष्ण दंडोत प्रणाम विनल माता जी
दंडवत प्रणाम
हरे कृष्ण
प्रभुजी
प्रभु हरे कृष्णा दंडोत प्रणाम पद्म माता जी दंडोत प्रणाम जानवी माता जी दंडोत प्रणाम शिरीषा माता जी हरे कृष्णा दंडोत प्रणाम
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी
सुबलक्ष्मी माता जी दंडोत प्रणाम। लीलांद प्रभु शिक्षा गुरु हरे कृष्णा दंडोत प्रणाम। पवन
हरे
प्रभु हरे कृष्णा दंडोत प्रणाम। स्वप्न माता जी दंडोत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम।
कृष्ण प्रभु जी धन्यवाद।
Please go to the prayers.
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
Please do the prayer. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी। कृष्णाय
वसुदेवाय
नन्दनाय च
देवाय च
उपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो
नमो
नमः।
नमः।
नमः
नमो
पङ्कजनाय नमः
पङ्कजनाय
पङ्कजमानिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च
जगद्देवाय कृष्णाय
जगद्दीपाय नमो नमः। नमो
नमो
दाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले स्वामिनी श्रीमते
श्री भक्ति
भक्तिने नमस्ते सरस्वती
देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी
निर्विशेष
शून्यवाद।
देशतारिणे। जय
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। तुम करोति वाचलं पंगुं लंघयित गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम् अपवित्रो पवित्रो व सर्वतं गतोऽपि वा या स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं स भावदयान्तरेण शुचि। ॐ हरे कृष्ण श्री विष्णु। So Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's Mataji, Dandot Pranam once again. So welcome to Sunday's Bhagavatam session. So we are discussing since some weeks about our very favorite story, Narsingh Dev story, very interesting story. Already Atirada Maharaj had already started and giving the session since some weeks. Our Siksha Guru Lilananda Prabhu took the last week session, and our very favorite, like Guru, our favorite Sishya also, Pawan Prabhu. He has explained it so beautifully. I remember Prabhuji Mataji just want to share my experience when Pawan Prabhu was explaining this Bhagavatam. I was going actually on the car to drop my daughter to the school. So on the way, I crossed the school also. I was listening to Pawan Prabhu and I crossed the school. I went little bit forward. Padma then reminded me, she was sitting next to me. Where are you going? So, that mesmerizing sessions we had in the last weeks. And I'm very fortunate to have this session on this Sunday allocated to me. I will try to do my best. Please, I request all of your blessings to me. So, Prabhuji's Mataji's, just to give a brief recap, what we are discussing. We all know Narsindev's story, right? I mean, many of us we already know, but to remind us how Hiranyakashipu has really come. So, to understand this, the story goes back, dated like the Jaya and Vijaya were actually the gatekeepers of Vaikunta. We all know this. And they were taking care so that not everyone can enter into the Vaikunta so easily. At that time, these four Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara. These are very, very, very big devotees of Lord Vishnu. But Jaya and Vijaya, they were actually not really realizing, thinking that they are normal people. So they did not allow him to go enter into the Vaikunta, to have the darshan of Lord Vishnu. So what happened, we all know. They actually got very angry. They cursed Jaya and Vijaya. And because of which, what happened? Because of that curse, in fact, they have given two options. What are the two options? The first is either they take birth as the devotees of Lord Vishnu for 7 times, but they have to be born on the mortal world, that is on a planet Earth. And the second option, what they gave is they can take birth only 3 times, but they have to be born as demons and get killed by Lord Vishnu, but they can come back quicker than the 7 times being born as a devotees. So what did they choose? They have chosen the second option, to be born as a demons and get killed by Vishnu. So this is all Leela of Vishnu. So when we try to understand why is this all this happening to such great devotees, the Jaya and Vijaya, this is all Leela of Krishna. We cannot understand so easily. When Krishna wanted to really fight with someone, he can actually make this Leela happen. So then, what are the 3 births? The first birth was the Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. That's what actually we were discussing, especially Hiranyakashipu. And the second birth they had was Ravana and Kumbhakarna. The third one was Shishupal and Dantavakra, right? We all know this. So Mataji actually told to start from Shloka 25. But anyway, I prepared notes from Shloka 18. There are a few important Shlokas which I will quickly also touch. So before we go to the shlokas, again a quick recap to understand, the different chapters in this skanda. So chapter 1, quickly to understand, the Supreme Lord is equal to everyone. So this chapter explains the Supreme Lord is impartial and equal to everyone. Chapter 2, it was talking about Hiranyakashipu, how the king of demons is actually formed. And, the rise of Hiranyakashipu, that was discussed in chapter 2. Chapter 3, Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. So he wanted to kill, Vishnu. So he decided to become immortal and he started praying to Brahma, right? So that was discussed in chapter 3. And chapter 4, once he gets the boon from Brahma, what he started doing? Hiranyakashipu started terrorizing the universe. That was discussed in chapter 4. So if we see chapter 5, then slowly the introduction of Prahlad Maharaj happens, who is a saintly son of Hiranyakashipu. Though he is born in a demon family, but he is born with the qualities of Devatas. So the chapter 5 introduces Prahlad Maharaj, and chapter 6 instructs his demonic schoolmates. Though Prahlad Maharaj was actually getting trained among the other demons, but how he maintained himself, how he started instructing the other demons, his classmates. So that was discussed in chapter 6. Chapter 7 discussed about how Prahlad Maharaj got this Vedic knowledge. What Prahlad Maharaj learned in the womb when Narad Mahamuni was coming and, giving all this Vedic knowledge to his mother Kayadu. And chapter 8, we discussed about how Narsindev slayed the king of demons. Narsindev's appearance and how he slayed Hiranyakashipu. That was discussed in chapter 8. And chapter 9, Prahlad Maharaj, he has to he has to pacify Narsindev because he was very ferocious, very, very angry. So he has to really pacify so that he gets cooled down. So that was discussed elaborately in chapter 9. So we are into the chapter 10, what is currently going on. what talks about Prahlad? Why is he the best among the exalted devotees? So if we see Lord Vishnu or Krishna, Prabhuji Mataji, there are a lot of, very, very big devotees who with, no one can be compared to the other. But still, Prahlad Maharaj was put as the highest position. Why? That's what we will see today in the chapter 10. So to briefly recap, all this thing is actually, why did it start? It has started because Yudhishthir started questioning Narada Mahamuni. When the Rajasuya Yoga Yajna was happening, we all know that, the Shishupal was not happy and he gets finally killed. But Shishupal was the one who was always hating Vishnu or Krishna. He was very much hating Krishna to the core. But still, in presence of everyone, Shishupal actually he could get merged into the Lord. I mean, he could get that moksha. So Yudhishthira started asking this question to Narada, how is this possible? Huh? So that is how Narada started explaining all this story, Hiranyakashipu story, Hiranyaksha story, okay, to explain him how it is possible even for demons to reach the Lord. So I will not go through every shloka because Lilananda Prabhu, and I understood that he finished already up to shloka 24. But there are some important shlokas which are actually root to the other shlokas today. So I will touch on some shlokas. I think shloka 19 and 20 are okay. Yeah, shloka 21, 22, 23 are very important. So we'll just read it. I will read it. Bhavanti purusha loke mad bhaktasvam anuvartaha bhavan me khalu bhaktanam sarvesham pratirupa drak. So those who follow your example will naturally become my pure devotees. You are the best example of my devotee and others should follow in your footsteps. So it's a very simple thing. Actually, there is nothing much complicated to understand. But we have to understand why Narasimha is telling you are the best example of my devotee and others should follow in your steps. So why Narasimha told Prahlad Maharaj is the best example of devotee? If we carefully observe Prabhupada Mataji, the compassion that Prahlad Maharaj had is unbelievable. If you see Prahlad Maharaj, how horribly he got actually, Narasimha tried to punish him. He was actually put, in between elephants. The elephants were actually trying to trample him. He was put in hot oil. He was put to the highest point of the mountain. He was thrown from the mountain. He was taken to the middle of the sea. Huh? And then, we all know the Holika Dahan story also. So many ways, actually, his father tried to punish him. But did he have any angry, was he angry on his father? Or was he angry on the people who were actually trying to conduct this type of punishments to him? In any way, was he expressing that, he was not happy? He was only telling all the time that, to his father that, your father and my father is the same, Narayana. He was always trying to convince him that, finally we have the same father who is actually the, Aham Bija Pradapata. It was clearly understood by Prahlad Maharaj, but that was not understood by, Hiranyakashipu. That was the problem. So he was always so compassionate that we cannot imagine. So how actually Prahlad Maharaj could really understand? Because he understood clearly, Supreme Lord is clearly saying in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava Matta Sarvam Pravartate. I am the source of all the spiritual materials. He clearly told in Bhagavad Gita, and that was what very clear registered in Prahlad Maharaj's mind. Nah? So Prahlad Maharaj, if we try to understand the compassionate level, see the heights here. So when Narasimha has killed Hiranyakashipu, he asked actually Prahlad Maharaj, I am ready to give some boon. Ask what you really want. You know what actually Prahlad Maharaj said? Do you think that, if you are trying to give any boons, what will happen? I'm going to get attracted to the Maya. So please don't bind me to this Maya. Don't give any boons. I'm not here to do any such type of business with you. So clearly he's telling that he is very much worried that any type of boons that related to attracting towards the material world, he does not want to have. And in spite of that, what did he ask? So compassionate, he said, Krupa karke mere pita ko kshama karo. Excuse my father. He was actually, yes, he was a demon, but he could not understand you as really the Supreme Lord. So he is asking to excuse his father. See, in spite of all this thing, having understood that, his father was actually a demon, but still, when Narsimhadev appeared and asked him to ask for some boon, he requested nothing for himself, but he requested for his father. That is the highest level of compassion. Huh? Also, why he said that, the others should follow in your footsteps. There is also very nice shloka in Bhagavad Gita, very clearly mentioned. Yad yad achariti shreshtas tad yad avataro jana sayat pramanam kumurte lokastad anuvartate. So the whole world will follow whatever the action a great man performs. So if Prahlad Maharaj is performing such a type of activity, showing highest level of compassion, showing highest level of bhakti, Narsimhadev is clearly telling, you are the best example of my devotee, and others should follow automatically your footsteps. So Madhvacharya also actually was quoting to one of the references in Skanda Purana. He says that Attetu Tattvakam Devan Naradadim Stataivacha Praharadad Uttamakono Vishnu Bhaktau Jagatraye. So he is clearly telling in reference to again Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 6, chapter 3, Shloka 20, he is also telling Swayambhu Narada Sambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu Prahlado Janako Bhishmo Balir Vaya Shakir Vayam. So what does it mean? Of the 12 Mahajans, like Lord Brahma, Narada, Shiva, Kapila, Manu, and so on, Prahlad Maharaj is understood to be the best example. So it is confirmed, so clear that though there are a lot of highest Mahajans, 12 Mahajans, out of even all these 12, Prahlad Maharaj is the best example. So it's very clear. So why Prahlad Maharaj is called as exalted devotee, right, Prabhuji Mataji? I hope my voice is audible. Am I clear, Prabhuji Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
We will go to the next sloka. Yeah, 22 is also very important. Kurutvam preta krityani pitu putasya sarvasa mad anga parsanenanga lokan yashati suprajaha. My dear child, your father has already been purified just by the touch of my body at the time of his death. Nonetheless, the duty of a son is to perform the Shraddha ritualistic ceremony after his father's death, so that his father may be promoted to a planetary system where he may become a good citizen and a devotee. So much meaning there it is here, Professor Mataji. Hiranyakashipu, he was dead in the hands of Narsingadev. And he is telling, Narsingadev is telling, because Prahlad Maharaj requested, Krupa Karo, please excuse my father. So what is Narsingadev telling? Narsingadev is telling, don't worry, my dear child. Your father is already purified by my touch. So he is clearly telling he does not need a special mercy. He has already been purified. No? So also Lilananda Prabhu, I remember, I think in last session probably he told, if a bhakti is born in your family, automatically 7 generations in the past and 14 generations in the future will get liberated, right? So there is no need to worry, right? Narsimha is clearly telling Prahlad Maharaj, you don't need to worry about your father. No? So where did Hiranyakashipu, what happened to him after that? He got liberated, we all know. So what type of mukti he got? Anyone guess what type of mukti? How many types of liberation are there? We have 5 different types of liberation, right? Anyone can remember?
Sayujya, Sarupya, Samipya, Saurishti, the final.
Salokya.
Salakya, right. Thank
Salokya.
you.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. So Salokya means it's, we get a chance to live in the same planet as the Supreme Lord, right? Sasti means Arsti. Arsti means the opulence. The same level of opulence as Supreme Lord one will get. And Samipya, we get actually service opportunity so close to serve the Supreme Lord. Sarupya, similar from Rupya, same form as the Supreme Lord. And Sayujya means merging into the Brahman. Basically, many people who doesn't believe in the personal form, but still they have a lot of bhakti, they get merged into the Brahman. So out of these 5, what type of mukti probably Hiranyakashipu might have received? Any guess?
Merging into Supreme.
Arupya. We have also a shloka, in the next going forward. We'll also discuss about it. So as per the scriptures, Sarupya Mukti, that's what Hiranyakashipu has got, okay? So here we also see, Narsingh Dev is hinting that nonetheless the duty of son is to perform the Shraddha ritualistic ceremony after his father's death. So that his father may be promoted to a planetary system where he may become a good citizen and a devotee. So why do you think that, Prahlad Maharaj was asked to perform all these ritualist ceremonies? Prahlad Maharaj himself is a very big devotee, right? So why it is necessary to perform all such things? Is it necessary that he is bound by all these Vedic traditions? Is it really important? Why do you think that in spite of Prahlad Maharaj being a very exalted devotee, he was asked to perform all this? Do you think that something will happen to him if these Vedic rituals are not performed? Any guess, Professor Mataji?
Nothing, Prabhuji, but he just want to follow that to show us also. We have to perform all these rituals.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Pawan. So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
Myself, your servant Raghunandan Das, Prabhuji.
Raghunandan Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yes, my sense is Prabhuji, he is one of the Mahajana, right? We have 12 Mahajanas.
Yes.
So
Prahlad
their
Maharaj
main
was-
role is to Yad Yad Acharati. So put up the standards so that we can follow, Prabhuji.
Correct, Prabhuji. Yes.
Probably that is why.
So, as we already have seen in the Bhagavad Gita shloka, Yad Acharita Shreshtas. So, whatever the Shreshtas are doing, the complete loka anuvartate. So, everyone will automatically follow. So, if Prahlad Maharaj, because he's exalted devotee and he doesn't follow these Vedic traditions, so what will happen? Everyone will think that, okay, so he did not follow, so it is not also necessary for me to follow. So, if we think in that aspect, I remember one example, Srila Prabhupada, Vrindavan, he wanted to build a temple. So everyone were actually, bringing everything, all the ideas, how it has to be done, who has to do that, who can be the architect, everything. And Srila Prabhupada actually brought a Brahman to set the Thidi. So, the temple is being built in Vrindavan. Is it really necessary to look for a Thidi and, to do all the rituals? Because Vrindavan itself is a place from, the Supreme Lord. It is coming onto our planet. Such a pious place. For such a pious place, is it really necessary that we have to follow all these things? But still, Srila Prabhupada has followed these things. Why? Because he doesn't want to set a bad example that, okay, because he is an exalted devotee and such a purified place it is, we don't need to follow this. So he wants to set an example, make everyone understand. In spite of all these things, it is very, very important that we need to follow these Vedic traditions. So that is how, all these devotees, exalted devotees like Srila Prabhupada, Prahlad Maharaj, they set an example, they become acharyas to us so that we follow, right? So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also says, he was referring to Madhu and Kaitaba. There is one shloka where he says, Madhu Kaitabao Bhakti Abhava Duro Bhagavato Mrutao Tamayeva Kramad Aptao Bhakta Chediyo Harim Yayo. Where he says, when the demons and Madhu Kaitaba, see, they were demons. They were killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I think we all know the story, right? Madhu and Kaitaba, they actually come from the earwax of the Lord Vishnu. They steal the Vedas, what Brahma is written. They put it in Patal Loka. And there is a all big story. We don't need to go into it. But finally, what happened? Vishnu killed them. But though being demons, all the kinsmen of Madhu and Kaitaba, they actually perform all the duties. They did not neglect. Though they are demons, they were actually following all the ritualistic ceremonies. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also refers to that we need to follow all the Vedic rituals. This is very important. We'll go to the next sloka. So can someone help me, Prabhuji or Mataji? Anyone can read this?
Hare Krishna, can I read?
Yeah, please, Prabhuji.
Sloka number 22, Prabhu.
23, Prabhuji. 22 done, 23.
Sloka number 23. The example of Prahlad's own life as proof of the Lord's protection. 1 minute, Prabhu. Pitriyam cha sthanam atishta yatoktam brahmavadevi mai aveshya manastata kuru karmani matpara. Purport. After performing the ritualistic ceremonies, take charge of your father's kingdom. Sit upon the throne and do not be disturbed by materialistic activities. Please keep your mind fixed upon me, without transgressing the injunctions of the Vedas. As a matter of formality, you may perform your particular duties. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Prabhu, Hare Krishna. So, we have to understand very clearly after performing the ritualistic ceremony. So, the ritualistic ceremonies are performed, but take charge of your father's kingdom. So here, Narsinghdev Maharaj, he did not say, Prahlad Maharaj, you perform the ritualistic ceremony, so you go back to the forest and do, your japa. He did not say that. He asked him to be in this, to take care of father's kingdom and rule the kingdom. So we all should understand, Prabhuji and Mataji, to get into bhakti doesn't mean that, we have to get away from our family, we have to get away from all our responsibilities, go somewhere, sit recluse, remote, and then just do the japa. That's not really the bhakti. So Hiranyakashipu, after he was killed, Narsinghdev Maharaj has actually clearly, Narsinghdev has actually clearly instructed Prahlad Maharaj very clearly, you take care of father's kingdom, rule such a way that you become an ideal king so that everyone will follow you. An important thing here also to understand, please keep your mind to fix upon me. And he is also telling, without translation injunctions of Vedas, as a matter of formality, you may perform your particular duty. So he is also telling as a matter of formality. So he also knows, Narsinghdev, he also knows that Prahlad Maharaj does not need all these things, but as a matter of formality, please do it. Right? So when a Krishna says a matter of formality to perform the duties, does it mean to reject Vedas? No, right? So we already understood that, Prahlad Maharaj, he was setting clearly an example that for exalted devotees, it was mentioned also in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksheshyami Mahasuchaha. So abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to me. That's what Krishna is telling. Is this applicable to each and everyone? Definitely it is not applicable to a person like me, where I'm still struggling to understand the religion. It is for those, in my opinion, for those people who are really exalted. For them, religion is not a bonding. They are much above the religion and they are much more into the bhakti. Religion is actually, as Lilananda Prabhu also several times told, it's only a template which will help us to, to streamline our bhakti, to follow certain rituals and traditions so that our bhakti can progress. But for people like Prahlad Maharaj, who is really exalted, all these things is not required. So that is exactly what it is applicable here. For Prahlad Maharaj, he has to do it only as a matter of formality. So if we think that way, actually there is also reference in Bhagavatam, another shloka in Canto 11. It says that Devarshi Bhutapa Naranam Pitranam Na Kinkaro Nayam Arnicha Rajan Sarvatmana Ya Saranam Saranyam Gato Mukandam Parihritya Kartam. One has fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord, is no longer a debtor to his forefathers, the great sages, the human society, the common man, or any living entity. This is actually 11.5.41. So what does it mean? A person who is really surrendered, for a person like Prahlad Maharaj, who is really, really surrendered to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, he is no longer debt to his forefathers or to his progeny. So he is no longer the great sages, the human society, the common man, or any living entity. It is applicable to everyone. That's what is mentioned also in Bhagavatam. And also it's very clear, Yad Yad Acharita Shrestha Sadya Devata Arojana Sayad Pramanam Kumte Lokastad Anuvatata. It is very, very clear. Whatever Prahlad Maharaj does will be automatically taken as a reference and followed by this whole kingdom. That is the reason Narsinghdev is telling that follow as a matter of formality. Okay. And important point also to really need to focus here is, he's telling that please keep your mind fixed upon me. Maya avesha manastatha kuru karmani mat paraha. What does it mean? Focus upon me. Don't get really deviated by anything, but focus upon me. Don't get deviated by the Maya. Right? So that's actually the challenge. Enjoying the materialistic things, being in the materialistic world, to fully focus on Krishna is very, very difficult, very, very challenging. So he's already instructing Prahlad Maharaj, though being an exalted devotee, please remember you have to always focus on me. Right? Hare Krishna, we'll go to the next shloka. Any doubt, Prabhuji Mataji, sir? Can we go to the next shloka?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
bro.
Okay. Okay, shloka number 24. Okay. So Prahlada's rule as a king. I don't know how that red lines have come. Okay. So anyway, so sloka number 24, I think is a very simple one. Sri Narada Uvacha. Praharado api tada chakre pituryat sampariyayikam yataha Bhagavan Rajan abhishakto Vichatabihi. So Sri Narada Muni continued, thus as the Supreme Personality of Godhead ordered, Prahlad Maharaj performed the ritualistic ceremonies for his father. O King Yudhishthira, he was then enthroned in the kingdom of Hiranyakashipu as directed by the Brahmanas. So very simple. Narada Muni explaining to Yudhishthira. As I told at the starting, all the stories told by Narada Muni to Yudhishthira, right? Because in the Yajna, he had a question that why Shishupal was actually able to get the moksha. So that is how Narada Muni is explaining all this story. So he was telling, as per the instruction of Supreme Lord, Prahlad Maharaj enthroned the kingdom and leading a very, very pious life. Now we'll go to the sloka number 25. Can someone help me, Prabhuji or Mataji? Sloka number 25.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, shall I read?
Yes, Mataji, Padma Mataji, Hare Krishna, please, Mataji.
Text 25. Prasada sumkham drishtva brahma naraharim harim stutva vagbhihi pavitrabhihi praha devadibhivrutaha. Translation. Lord Brahma, surrounded by the other demigods, was bright-faced because the Lord was pleased. Thus he offered prayers to the Lord with transcendental Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is
Thank
it
you,
audible,
Mataji.
Prabhuji?
It is audible. I don't know if it was my internet connection or Mataji's internet connection, but there was a certain lag. I hope it was not mine. Are you able
Yes,
to hear
Prabhuji,
me
it was
properly,
breaking,
Prabhuji?
Prabhuji.
My voice is breaking, Prabhuji?
Your voice is clear. Mataji's words were a little.
Mataji. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, no problem, Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji. So Lord Brahma surrounded by other demigods. We all know that who almost all the devatas have come to witness this very, very powerful event when Prahlad Maharaj was actually offering prayers and Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narsingadev. Everyone wanted to witness. So if you see carefully, Prabhuji Mataji, even for devatas to get the darshan of Lord Vishnu, it is not easy. No, these people are sitting in the Devaloka and Lord Vishnu is sitting in the Vaikuntha, right? So is it so easy that they can go and get the darshan whenever they want? It is not possible. So that is the reason devatas, they are very, very happy whenever Lord Vishnu comes in the incarnation form to the planet, right? So they are very, very happy. And especially when they have to meet Lord Vishnu, we all know that they have to sing that Purusha Suktam, and then also after singing Purusha Suktam, Lord Vishnu doesn't give darshan so easily. He normally passes the message to Lord Brahma, and Brahma conveys the message to all the other devotees. So you see, it is very, very rare for them also to get that opportunity to have the darshan of Lord Vishnu, Krishna. So that is why if you see Lord Brahma surrounded by all devotees, they are all bright faced. Why? Because for them it is like Kanula Vindu in Telugu it is said, na? Kanula Vindu means such a great thing happening in front of their eyes. Lord performing such a beautiful thing by killing the demon and making the world really very happy. Such a beautiful thing happening and they're witnessing this event. They're very, very happy. And that's what Srila Prabhupada was clearly writing. Lord Brahma and all the other devatas were really bright faced. They were really, really so happy to witness this event. We go to the next sloka. Sloka number 26. It's also very simple one. Sri Brahma Uvacha. Deva Devakila Daksha Bhuta Bhavana Purvaja Dishtyate Nihataha Papo Loka Santapano Asuraha. The Lord Brahma said, O Supreme Lord of all lords, proprietor of the entire universe, O benedictor of all living entities, O original person, Adi Purusha, because of your good fortune, because of our good fortune, you have now killed the sinful demon who was giving trouble to the entire universe. So, Professor Mataji, you see here Srila Prabhupada, when he was actually translating this, he has mentioned, O Supreme Lord of all lords, proprietor of the entire universe, O benedictor of all living entities. So why do we think that, he has to actually mention, it's a glorifying the Lord, right? Why do you think actually Srila Prabhupada is doing this? Also, we have seen, in our, when kings used to be there used to be an announcement when the king used to come, Raja di Raja, Raja Mathanda, something like this, they glorify the king. Why is it actually necessary to glorify, our Supreme Lord like this? Why it is necessary? Do you think that, the Supreme Lord is so happy that, we are glorifying him? Is that the reason that we glorify him? Or they get the pride by hearing this? Any guess? Why do you think that, that glorification is important?
It's for our purification, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Very nicely told, Mataji. Thank you. So actually, when we try to, take these words like, oh, Supreme Lord of all Lord, proprietor of the entire universe, oh, benedictor of all living entities, oh, Adi Purusha. So we are, it reminds us that, whom we are addressing. It is for our purification. We have to understand whom we are addressing. It is not for the, Supreme Lord, or it is not for the other king when we are announcing. When we try to understand, when we try to remember, we are surrendering not to an ordinary person. He is Adi Purusha to whom we are surrendering. So then, our humbleness will grow. If we don't do anything, if we just think only in our mind, our Maya is so strong, then it will occupy our head so strongly that, our humbleness level will automatically reduce and we behave like, demonic people. That's why such glorification is always important, right? Yeah, so it's very simple. Sloka number 27. Can anyone help me, Prabhuji Mataji? Sloka 27.
Prabhuji, can I read?
I can.
Yes, please, Mataji.
Yes,
Anyone?
Mataji, go ahead. I'll read next.
यो असौ लब्धवरो मत्ता नवद्यो मम सृष्टिभिः तपोयोग बलोन्नादः समस्ता निगमान् अहान्.
Thank you,
This
Jami Mataji. Yeah, please continue, Mataji. Translation.
This demon Hiranyakashipu received from me the benediction that he would not be killed by any living being within my creation. With this assurance and with strength derived from austerities and mystic power, he became excessively proud and transgressed all the Vedic injunctions.
So Brahma started repenting the boon that was given by him. Huh? Prabhuji Mataji, there was always a saying in Telugu that, పాముకి పాలు పోస్తే అది నేను తిరిగి పొడవక అది ఏం చేస్తుంది పాము తన ధర్మం చేస్తుంది like that, when you try to give milk to the snake, there is a saying in Telugu that snake, instead of really, doing something good to you, it will only harm you, because snake, what is dharma? Dharma is actually to, బుసలు కొడుతుంది అది. We cannot avoid that. So it is just like that. Brahma, he did not realize how, dangerous Hiranyakashipu is. Without realizing this thing, what did he do? He gave a boon. Fortunately, he did not give a boon that he can become immortal. Huh? So that was actually the boon that was requested by Hiranyakashipu. He wanted to be immortal, but he said that, okay, only on these conditions, you can get killed. That was fortunate. So this reminds me of one of the things that happened actually, I heard this story. I don't know if it was true. There was one rich man actually in US where, like, he doesn't care to spend money on his kids. So he pampered the kids so much that, that he always used to play with his kid, the Donga Police Ata, this Chor Police game. So one day, he never hesitated. Whatever the kid was asking, he was always giving. One day, what happened? It seems this guy, he got some dollars he has put in his locker, and this kid has seen it, and this kid has asked, "Can I take few dollars? I need it to buy something." His father, without hesitation, he want to show the pride in front of all of our other friends. He said, "How much ever you want, you take it. It doesn't matter." So what did the kid do? He took some big lump sum amount, and you know what? He brought a real gun. And his father, in US, it is quite easy to get, a licensed gun. It is not at all a big challenge. And, he brought that gun, and then he came to his father, and he was thinking that, that's a very toy gun. But when his father really realized that's a real gun, he almost had a heart attack. So you see here, we should be very, very careful whenever we try to give any boons. But that is actually the difference, especially when we talk about the Bhola Shankar. So Lord Shiva was also giving, boons very, very carelessly. I mean, he was like, he gets so easily, convinced with the bhaktas. That's why he's called as a Bola Shankar. Na? He gives boon, whatever they ask, he always gives like whatever. That is the only reason all the demons, they pray to, not to Lord Vishnu, because Lord Vishnu is very, very difficult to get convinced. So they pray to Lord Shiva, because he's very easy to get convinced, and he's like Bola Shankar, he gives whatever they ask. Na? So Brahma is actually now started repenting. Oh, why did I do this mistake? And because of my mistake, now such a worst thing has happened. Prahlad Maharaj was almost about to get killed. Such a worst thing happened. So Brahma started repenting here. We'll go to the next sloka. Okay, 28. Distyata tanaya sadhur maha bhagavato arbahaka tvaya vimochito mrutyo distya tvam samito adhuna. By great fortune, Hiranyakashipu's son Prahlad Maharaj has now been released from the death. For although he is a child, he is an exalted devotee. Now he is fully under the protection of lotus feet. So it is very clear. I think, this is the same thing, it is conveyed in a different way. Prahlad Maharaj is under the protection of lotus feet because he believed Supreme Lord as, as it is clearly mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava Matta Sarvam Pravatate. So Prahlad Maharaj is believed very clearly that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So he has submitted himself at his lotus feet. So that was the same message he always tried to convey to any of his friends, to his father, to everyone. Because he believed in it, Krishna actually or Nrsimhadev has saved him from the death. Right? Right. So we go to the next sloka. Sloka number 29. Can anyone help me to read this?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'll take this.
Yeah, please, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prahlada's teachings on simplicity and surrender to the Lord. Etadvapuste Bhagavan Dhyayataha Paramatmanaha Sarvato Guptur Santrasan Nutyor Api Jigam Sataha. My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are the Supreme Soul. If one meditates upon your transcendental body, you naturally protect him from all sources of fear, even the imminent danger of death. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Raghunath Prabhu. So we see here, my dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are the Supreme Soul. If one meditates upon your transcendental body, you naturally protect him from all sources of fear, even the imminent danger of death. So Prabhuji and Mataji, how many of us have confidence that Supreme Lord can protect us from death? Do you have any references where, we believe that, Krishna has helped to save someone from death other than Prahlad Maharaj?
Prabhuji brings back Sandipani Muni's son as a
Yeah.
seva.
Sandipani Muni's son, that is much more extreme. Not only saving from death. In fact, the story goes like this. Sandipani Muni, he requests, actually he puts his request to Krishna and Balram, right? That, to bring back his son. At that time, actually, he was not aware where his son is. So what happened actually, so Krishna and Balram, they started searching for Sandip Muni's son. They tried to go to a place where actually he was lost. So that was near an ocean, okay, called Prabhasa. So they called the Samudra, the deity of the sea, Samudra, and then they asked, what happened actually here? Our Guru's son was missing. And then Samudra, he looked carefully and he understood that there was a demon called Panchajana who has actually taken the boy. So then they tried to trace Panchajana, and then finally they could trace him, and they understood that Panchajana has actually killed him. So then finally Samudra has directed, Krishna and Balram to the Yama, because Yama is the god of death. It's very clear. They went to the god of death, that means our Yamadharmaraj. They requested very, obediently, please, he's the son of our Guru, Sandipani Muni. Please, give back him so that we can take our, whatever the Guru mercy we have, we want to repay to him. And Yama humbly agreed and restored the boy to the life. So Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He can not only protect us from the danger of death, but he can, in fact, even if we are dead. Hare Krishna, can I request someone to please mute? Yeah. Okay, even if someone is actually dead, they can, in fact, Krishna has the power to bring back from death also. So thank you, Prabhuji. That's a very good example. Thank you for reminding me that. So if a Shuddha Bhakt, Shuddha Bhakt feels that, I should serve more. Krishna, give me time so that, I get opportunity to serve you more on this planet. He will give you a little bit more life. At the same time, the Shuddha Bhakt feels that, Krishna, I am so happy, convinced was whatever I have done here on this planet. Please take me away. He will take you away. Parshit Maharaj also, he is actually a very, very powerful devotee. Yeah? He is not a normal person. So why do you think that, such a powerful devotee was just like that abruptly that his life has ended? Because Krishna felt that, he's so pious, it is not required for him to stay anymore on this planet. Because this planet is considered to be a prison. Huh? For all the devatas, whoever they do any mistake, we already know that Jaya Vijay, what happened? They were cursed and they were sent to this prison, which is our planet Earth. So who want to stay on this planet, right? But of course, there are exalted devotees who want to continuously serve. They feel that, the type of service what we are doing is the same what we do also in Goloka or Vaikunta. So why not we continue, to live like this, serving the Lord? But Parishit Maharaj here was taken, the life was taken very abruptly because he was so pious person. Krishna felt that he is not required for him to get punished, in this planet. So he has taken his life also. So Krishna, if he wants to take the life, he can take it. If you want to stop the death, also he can stop, right? If you also see, when we talk about Parishit Maharaj and the death, Janamejaya, his son, if you remember, what happened, I don't know how many of you know this story. Janamejaya, he wanted to take revenge on the snake which bit Parikshit Maharaj. So what he did, what he started doing a big sacrifice. It's called as a Sarpa Satra. Sarpa Satra, okay. So he started doing such a big sacrifice. And what is the idea of this sacrifice? So when he is performing, he has put big fire and then he started doing the ritual. All the snakes, the king of the snake, Takshaka, who actually bit, Parishit Maharaj, he wanted to take revenge on that Takshaka, but in spite of that, he wanted to kill the complete kingdom of the snakes. Huh? So when the sacrifice is being performed, all the snakes on this planet, one by one, they're coming and, getting entered into the fire and they're dying. That was horrible. Huh? So seeing that, what happened, this Takshaka snake, the king of the snakes, he went and he tried to take the shelter of Indra. So what happened? Naturally, Indra tried to, he gave the refuge. So this Takshaka, being a snake, what he did, that sacrifice, whatever Janamejaya is performing, that is pulling actually Takshaka also towards the fire. So what he did, that snake, Takshaka, he tried to, coil himself around the throne of Indra. But even then, he could not be stopped. Along with the throne, the Takshaka was actually brought to the fire. So now everyone noticed that, this is actually getting into more danger. So then everyone requested Janamejaya to please stop the sacrifice because this is actually creating an imbalance in the complete cosmos. So then that is how, Janamejaya stopped the sacrifice. Otherwise, you see the power of Shuddha Bhakt. It is really that, if he wants really something to happen, it can happen. Huh? So that is why it is important as a Shuddha Bhakt. If you want to become as a Shuddha Bhakt, we have to be in the association of Shuddha Bhakta also. Otherwise, it is not possible. If you see, there are so many Shuddha Bhakts because they have taken the shelter of our Guru, Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, it is not possible. Similarly, if we take the shelter of again another Shuddha Bhakta devotee, we also have an opportunity to become Shuddha Bhakt. We cannot say that, I'm a Shuddha Bhakt. I'm a standalone, a self-made Shuddha Bhakt. It is not possible. We need to get definitely the association of Shuddha Bhakt. Right? Right. So we'll go to the Shloka 30.
Prabhuji, shall I read?
Yes, Mataji, please. Swapna Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Shri
Krishna.
Bhagavan Vacha, Maivam Vibho Suranam Te, Pradheya Padma Sambhava, Vara Krurani Sarganam, Ahina Matmaram Yata. The personality of Godhead replied, O dear Lord Brahma, O great Lord, born from the lotus flower, just as it is dangerous to feed milk to the snake, so it is dangerous to give benedictions to demons, who are by nature ferocious and jealous. I warn you not to give such benedictions to any demon again. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So this we have already discussed. So Brahma was warned here. So Narsimhadev actually he finished almost everything what he wanted to convey to everyone, including Prahlad Maharaj. Now he looked up to Brahma. Brahma, what you did is not correct. No, he is warning. Of course, you have the power, but you have to be very careful how you exercise your power. So finally, Vishnu has to come, Krishna has to come to kill Hiranyakashipu. So he is clearly indicating, please not take care that not to give such benedictions to any demon again. It's quite straightforward. We'll go to the next sloka. Sloka number 31, I will read. Sri Narada Uvacha iti yuktva Bhagavan Rajam tatas Chantardade Hari Adrishya Sarva Bhutanam Pujita Paramesthina. Narada Muni continued. O King Yudhishthira, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is not visible to an ordinary human being, spoke in this way, instructing Lord Brahma. Then, being worshipped by Brahma, the Lord disappeared from that place. So, Narada Muni, he was explaining to whom all this story? To Yudhishthira. So, again, it is very clear that, Yudhishthira was wondering how Shishupal could get moksha. I could not understand. So, that is the reason Narada Muni continued telling all this story. And who is not visible to an ordinary human being? Yes. So as we also discussed, Krishna or Bhagavan himself is not so easy to be seen. Some people argue, if God exists, show your God to me. You think it's so easy that anyone can see the God? Even for devatas who sits in Devaloka, for them also it is very difficult to get the darshan. How can any normal devotee or normal person who doesn't believe in God can get the darshan so easily? So, and he addressed to Lord Brahma telling that, so who is not an ordinary human being spoke in this way, instructing Lord Brahma. So finally, he finished instructing Lord Brahma also, take care, don't give such boons to anyone. And finally, the Lord disappeared from that place. So Prabhuji and Matajis, the confusion here again, if we try to put ourselves in a Yudhishthira place, like how Yudhishthira was wondering how Shishupal got this mukti. If you see, in our case, there are so many devotees doing 16 malas, 32 malas, 164 malas, 128 malas. So much we do. And then, over that, we do Ekadasis. And then over Ekadasis, we do Nirjala Ekadasi. And sometimes the most difficult thing, to go and serve on the roads by distributing Bhagavatams, Bhagavad Gita. So, these are all actually not easy tasks. In spite of all these things, how many of us can really guarantee that, we can get the mukti? So that is how even Yudhishthira is feeling. I am actually a pious person, but the other person, Shishupal, he was always rebuking Krishna. And how come he can get mukti? So he was actually very confused. It's actually why all this story being told to us, because this is also a question from a normal devotee like us, or like me especially. Yeah. So Narsimhadev was actually, finally he was departing and, he told bye-bye to everyone and he left. So now we will see what is happening in the next. Sloka number 32. Someone can help me?
I will read Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Tata sampujya sirasa vavande parameshtinam bhavam prajapati'n devan praprahado bhagavatkala. Translation. Prahlad Maharaj then worshipped and offered praise to all the demigods such as Brahma, Shiva and the Prajapatis, who are all parts of the world. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Parts of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, Rauli Mataji. So Prahlad Maharaj then worshipped and offered praise to all the demigods. Okay, so until now he was actually worshipping, Narsingadev with full heart, with full bhakti. And he told also, I don't want any blessings, just to take care of my father. I am not really, interested in any of these materialistic things. So he offered praise. But did he stop there? He did not stop there. He was like, continuing his offering praise to the other demigods, like, Brahma, Shiva, other Prajapatis, whoever has come to witness them. So normally, Professor Matajis, if you try to, understand the similar things in our materialistic world, so some event we do at our home, one VIP comes, someone very cast to us. What will we do? Normally, we leave the other people. We immediately focus to that very important person. We take that person into the home. We make sure that the other person gets some prasad, and we make sure that that guy lives, very nicely. We go up to the door of our house. We say bye bye, everything. and some other relatives are going, what we will do normally, we sit inside the house. Oh, okay, thank you very much for coming, and then we just say bye bye inside in the house itself. But Prahlad Maharaj, he did not do like that. First of all, this is not any event that invited by Prahlad Maharaj. They all have come without any invitation, just to witness that event. In spite of that, what is Prahlad Maharaj doing? Now he's offering prayers to each one by one. After Narsimha left, he started offering to each one by one. He's telling, hey, wait, don't go anywhere. Let me finish my prayers. Yeah, he's doing this to Brahma, to Lord Shiva and everyone. So, it is so difficult, Professor Mataji, for normal devotees actually to, to take care of each and everyone with the same intention, seeing everyone at the same level. It is not so easy. So this reminds me again one of the story. Once it happened that Ramanujacharya with his 10,000 devotees, he used to always go. So he wanted to go to Sri Rangam. So he wanted to go to Sri Rangam, and he was going, going foot by foot, actually, traveling through forest. And then unfortunately what happened, they did not get food for 2 days in the forest. They were traveling to Sri Rangam, and suddenly after 2 days they have come across a village. And yes, in that village, then Ramanujacharya realized that there are devotees of him who actually really follow his all these instructions. So then he has sent one of his devotee who was actually a follower to their house to inform them that they are coming. Okay. So what happened then? This devotee, he went to the other devotee's house, and he was surprised. That devotee's house was he is actually so pauper. There was no even the top of the house was also nothing. There was just 4 walls, and that is how that poor family was living. And he was wondering, how can these people take care of 10,000 devotees, including Ramanujacharya? How it is possible? So, but in spite of that, he just informed that, we are coming. Ramanujacharya is coming with his 10,000 devotees. So please try to do some arrangements. Normally, what will happen if such a situation happens to us? We will be really worried, right? We'll be really, really worried. Oh, how is it going to happen? But what happened to that pious couple? Actually, that Mataji, she instructed, her husband, telling that, please go out and try to get some alms so that we can take care of these 10,000 devotees. But, they're so poor, Professor Mataji, we cannot imagine. They had only one cloth that both of them they can wear. So that means one of them they can wear something, the other person cannot wear. But, with a very minimal cloth, the other person has to. So they had, that Mataji had only one sari. That sari she had given to her husband, asking that please wear this sari as a dhoti, go out and search for food. I will stay at home. And she was wearing a shredded cloth, completely torn out, the body was completely visible. That type of dress that she was wearing, and she was just within that 4 walls hiding. Now what happened actually? So Ramanujacharya has come, he knocked the door, and she was like worried. She was not able to open the door. So Ramanujacharya, being a very, very exalted Ramanujacharya, who is he finally? Ramanuja. Ramanuja means he is nothing but, who is Ramanuja?
Lakshmana Prabhuji.
Lakshmana, right? Obviously, he knows what is that couple going through. So he asked one of his devotees to give the dhoti, one of the dhotis, and he has given the dhoti, from the top. So he has given that dhoti so that that Mataji can wear the dhoti and come out. So when that Mataji, she came out, so then they, she did Dandot Pranam to Ramanujacharya, and then he told, don't worry, okay, everything will go okay. So with that confidence, she told that, please go, there is a nadi close by, go and take the bath. Okay, by the time you come back, I will try to make all the arrangements. See the belief or confidence on Krishna that, Krishna will take care. So is it really possible that she can take care of 10,000 devotees? But that is the, the thing, when someone is fully surrendered to Lord, what does it mean by fully surrendering to the Lord? It means that you believe in Krishna, that he is going to take care. That is what does it mean by fully surrendering to the Lord? So she believed so much that her husband is going to come, going to bring some alms that can be served for all these 10,000 devotees. She is so confident. But then, they went to take the bath near the river, and then she started praying, Krishna, Krishna, please take care. So what happened, she could not keep quiet. So because she was having a dhoti, she wore the dhoti as a sari. Then she remembered that there is a businessman in that village who is actually very much interested in her. So she goes to the businessman and she says that, see, I'm ready to give my body to you. Okay. But what I request is, give me the groceries which is sufficient to serve for 10,000 devotees, because my Guru Maharaj has come along with his devotees. I need to take care. So I don't have any other option but other than to give my body to you. Can you understand, Prabhuji and Mataji? Can we all really see what is the devotion level to the Guru here? We cannot imagine such type of exalted devotion. They are ready to submit everything, whatever they have, for the Guru. So then, the businessman obviously is a pure materialistic person who is very much interested in her body. He immediately agreed. He said that, okay, don't worry. There is a big cart. I'm loading everything, groceries, everything in the cart. You take the cart and come to me. Then she said that, excuse me for this day. Okay. First, let me serve my Guru and all the devotees. After that, I'm definitely going to come to you. Okay, then she took the groceries and everything, and husband actually has come back home empty hands. He could not get anything. So husband was very surprised, But then, of course, as a Dharma Patni, she explained all the story. So husband, today's husband will immediately hit the wife. But what did her husband do? In spite of hitting her, in fact, he did Dandot Pranam, Shastang Dandot Pranam, telling that, you are such an exalted devotee, and I'm very proud of you being my wife. He did that. And then he told that, okay, all fine. Then they served Guru Maharaj and all the devotees very nicely, and Guru is taking little rest. But then what happened actually? So, they have served the Guru, they have served each and every other devotee, all the 10,000 devotees, with so much, respect and with so much devotion. She and her husband, both of them, they served everyone the same. Finally, what happened? So then the next duty is she has to go to the businessman, right? But then husband says that, see, that is okay. But in fact, this body also belongs to our Guru only. So is it not a really, a good idea that we go and also inform him that, this is what happened and we have to, as promised, we have to go to the businessman. So then both the couple, they go to the Guru, and then they tell Ramanujacharya, see, this is all what happened. Please excuse me. Please allow me to go to the businessman. Ramanujacharya closed his eyes for a minute and he says that, see, I'm so happy with your devotion that I cannot believe that, so much sacrifice you are doing. So I completely understand what you are going through. Don't worry, you can go to the businessman. But only one thing, some prasad is left over. Take that prasad. Also ask him to eat that prasad before he takes you. So husband accompanies his wife and takes her to the businessman. Can you imagine any husband doing this? So then, this Mataji, she goes to the businessman and she says that, I'm ready for you, but only one thing, please take this prasad, have this, and next thing is after that, you do whatever you want with me. So the businessman, he eats the prasad, and then what happens? Suddenly, his body, his mind, everything changes, it transforms. And then immediately he does the Sastang Dandot Pranam. And he says that, I'm completely sorry. He starts crying, the businessman. He says that, please ignore please excuse my ignorance. I really request, my apologies to you. I'm seeing, actually, I could not see you anymore as a normal person, but I am seeing you as like my mother. I cannot do this to you. You see the transformation, that is the power of prasad. Huh? So why I'm telling this story, it's actually, it's very difficult for normal devotees or for a normal person to treat everyone the same. Normally, we have always some prejudices in our mind. We always feel that someone high, someone low. But, seeing such stories, when we hear such type of devotion, serving each and everyone, to sell the body just to serve the Guru, this is heights of devotion. We cannot even imagine. So these all are the examples set for us, or for all of us, to understand to what level we have to actually go for a sacrifice when it is really required for our Guru and for the Gauranga. Right? We'll go to the next sloka. So Prahlad Maharaj has taken actually very good care of all the demigods, the Brahma, Shiva and Prajapatis, and he offered his service to everyone. So we go to the next sloka, sloka number 33. Okay, so I will try to read this. Tata kavyadbihi shadham munibi kamalasanaha daityanam danavanam cha prahradam akrotpatim. Thereafter, along with Sukracharya and other great saints, Lord Brahma, whose seat is on the lotus flower, made Prahlada the king of all the demons and giants in the universe. So, who is the Acharya of all the demons? The demons, there is a guru of all the demons.
Shukracharya.
Sukracharya. He is the son of actually a very famous Maharshi. Who is that famous Maharshi? Sukracharya is the son of Bhrigu Maharshi. And Bhrigu Maharshi is actually also one of the Saptarshis. Huh? Okay, so he is the guru of Asura, Sukracharya. And so that is why he took over and he actually anointed finally Prahlad Maharaj as the king of all the demons. And he told, now no more complaints. Whatever Prahlad Maharaj says, everyone has to just follow. That's it. Go to the next sloka, sloka number 34. Can anyone help me to read, please? Okay, I will continue probably. Pratinandya tato deva prayujya paramasishaha swadhamani yayurajan brahmaja pratipujitaha. O King Yudhishthira, after all the demigods headed by the Lord Brahma were properly worshipped by Prahlad Maharaj, they offered Prahlada their utmost benedictions and then returned to their respective abodes. So Narad Mahamuni continued telling to Yudhishthira, after all the demigods, now Narsimhadev was worshipped, after all the demigods were worshipped, headed by Lord Brahma, were properly worshipped by Prahlad Maharaj. In turn, they offered Prahlad Maharaj also utmost benedictions. Huh? They all blessed Prahlad Maharaj to take care of the kingdom very nicely and rule the kingdom in a very pious way. And then finally, they returned to the abodes. You all see, Professor Mataji, how nicely all this event is explained here in Bhagavatam. So nicely, like, as if like, some big nice marriage is happening. People have come, witnessed the event very nicely. And Prahlad Maharaj actually, offered his prayers to everyone. He greeted everyone. And, they were nicely sent and they all reached back to the reports. So it's all a very Kanula Vindu antar Telugulo, That is how this all event has happened. Finally, everyone reached back the abodes. Now we will see what happened next. Shloka number 36. So we are almost getting close to the end. Punascha viprasapena rakshasauto babhuvato kumbhakarna dasagrivo hatau tau rama vikramaihi. So what does it mean? The translation, being cursed by the Brahmanas, the same two associates took birth again as Kumbhakarna and the 10-headed Ravana. These two Rakshas were killed by Lord Ramchandra's extraordinary power. So we all understood, after Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha's life births, they were born in the next life as Ravana and Kumbhakarna. And who killed them? Ramachandra, he has killed them. We all know this. So one point I wanted to talk here. Sorry. Yeah, one point I want to talk. 36, right? Yeah. So, when Mahashivratri happened, when I said 10-headed Ravana, in fact, Ravana was also big bhakta. He was not an ordinary devotee. When he wanted to really get the boon, how he was actually offering the prayers. He was taking one of the head, down, and he was putting down, and he was doing that Rudra Chamakam when he was praying the Lord Shiva. The austerities were not so simple. Huh? Even the demons who are actually extremely devoted, but the problem, what is the difference between, demons and devatas? They were also powerful, devatas are also powerful. But problem is, these demons, they utilize these powers in a wrong way. Whereas devatas were actually putting all these powers in a right way. That is the only difference that is differentiating between demons and devatas. Huh? So Ravana was cutting one of the other head, cutting one head, putting down and, doing that Rudra Chamakam. Like that he did it. And finally, what happened? Why he was actually becoming a demon? Because when Shiva appeared and we asked, okay, Ravana, okay, ask what you want. He asked for Atmalingam. Atmalingam is Swayam Shiva himself. It's not, different. Shiva agreed. But Shiva, being a Bola Shankar, did he stop there? He asked, okay, Ravana, ask whatever you want. And that is where the demonic qualities come out. Huh? So what did Ravana ask again? He said, give me your Parvati. You see here, that is the problem with the demonic qualities. They were always greedy. Yeah? There is no end. So that is why this is all a lesson to us, telling that, see, when we deal with the Supreme Lord, we have to clearly understand what we are allowed to ask, what we need to ask. If you are actually trying to do, okay, no time the kobarkayal kottam kada, now we will ask, Supreme Lord, I have to, please give me a good promotion so that I get enough money to buy, a big villa. So these all things actually, this is not what we need to ask. Huh? So that is why, all the demonic stories are clearly explained. Why Leelas, all these Leelas are happening, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha Leela, Ravana, Kumbhakarna Leela. Why all these Leelas are being taken care by Lord Vishnu? Because he wants us to set the examples to us. The powers what you have, utilize them properly, you get devoted properly in a proper way, then you go into the right path. If you utilize them in the wrong way, then you become more and more demoniac, and you fall down in the planets also after you get killed, right? The next shloka, can someone help, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, please, Prabhuji.
Are you able to hear me, Prabhu?
No, Prabhuji, Giriraj Prabhu, please, Hare Krishna, we are not able to hear you. We hear your voice, but please start with the shloka.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Are you able
Yes,
to hear
Prabhuji.
me, na?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Pierced by the arrows of Lord Ramachandra, both
Prabhuji, can you start with the
Kumbhakarna,
shloka first, please?
shloka also.
Yes, please.
Sayanau yudhi nirbhinna, hridayau Rama sayakahi, tachittau jahatar deham, yata praktana janmani. Pierced by the arrows of Lord Ramachandra, both Kumbhakarna and Ravana lay on the ground and left their bodies, fully absorbed in thought of the Lord, just as they had in their previous births as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Haribol. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandava Pranam, Giriraj Prabhu.
And Lord.
So thanks you, Prabhuji. So pierced with arrows of Lord Ramachandra. So Kumbhakarna and Ravana were killed by Ramachandra, right? So, when they were about to die, when they were lying on the floor, with the arrows pierced in their body, they knew that, actually they are biggest devotees. The Jaya and Vijay are the biggest devotees of Lord Vishnu, right? So they were only meditating, okay, now our second life is also over. How soon we can go back to our Godhead, Supreme Lord? They were only just meditating. Okay, what is our next? What is our next? Yeah? That is how the devotees actually think. So also Krishna, he told in Bhagavad Gita very clearly, na? So when we think at the time of the death about the Supreme Lord, we will definitely go to the Supreme Abode without any doubt. No, that was clearly mentioned. So we will go to the next shloka, 38. Can anyone help me?
I will read, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Dasharat Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Please read, Prabhuji.
Tau ihatya punarjatau Sishupala Karushajau Arau Vairanubhamdena Pashyataste Samiyutaha. They both took birth again in human society as Shishupala and Dantavakra and continued in the same enmity towards the Lord. It is they who merged into the body of the Lord in your presence. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Dasharat Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandava Pranam. So this we have already discussed, as Narada Muni was explaining Yudhishthir, how Shishupal and Dantavakra, actually they could get an opportunity to get merged into the Brahman. So here the point is, if you see the word Vairanu Bandhena, this word is specifically used. What does it mean? Actually, Srila Rupa Goswami says, Kama Dveshat Bhayat Snehat. So these are the qualities, even though they are actually not really good, like lusty desire, anger, fear, or envy, if you develop towards the Lord, even those things that can help actually to reach God. Vairanu acting like the Lord's enemy is also beneficial for the living entity. This is also confirmed in Bhagavatam. So why it is beneficial? Because knowingly or unknowingly, even though this is enmity or is a fear of the Lord, or like, you are angry on the Lord for whatever may be the reason, but you are thinking of the Lord all the time, 24 hours, every minute, every second. So what in the case of Hiranyakashipu? He was having that hatred and he was thinking, to kill Lord Vishnu. He was always thinking, every minute, every second, he was thinking of Lord Vishnu. How can I kill him? How can I become, the powerful? Then Lord Vishnu. So even that will help actually, as Srila Rupa Goswami says, Kama, Dvesha, Bhaya, Sneha, all of these things can help also to reach the Supreme Lord. Right? It is pretty straightforward. Almost the last sloka, 2 more slokas to go. I don't know what is the time. I hope we are on time. Yeah, I think in 5-10 minutes we'll close. Can anyone else help me, Professor Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Mataji, thank you. Ravali Mataji, please.
हेन पूर्वकृतं यत् कृतं यत्तद्राजानः कृष्णवैरिणः जहुस्तेन्ते तदात्मानः कीटपेशस्कृतो यदा. Translation. Not only Siswal and Dantavakra, but also many other kings who acted as enemies of Krishna attained salvation at the time of death. Because they thought of the Lord, they received spiritual bodies and forms the same as his. Just as worms captured by a black drone obtain the same type of body as the drone. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji, Ravali Mataji. So anyway, this also we have discussed. Not only Shishupala, Dantavakra, but any person who remembers Krishna at the time of death obviously goes back to Krishna to his abode. It is mentioned, Bhagavad Gita Shloka 8.5, Antakale cha mamye va smaran mukta kalevaram ya prayati sa madbhavam yati nasti atra samsayaha. So whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering the Supreme Lord will definitely attain his nature. So there is no doubt. Yati nasti atra samsaya. There is no need to have any doubt for this. That's what it is actually clearly mentioned here. Many kings, not only Shishupala Dantavakra, but many kings, in spite of being acting as enemies, also could attain the salvation. Right? So this is also clear. This is the last shloka. We'll end up with this. I will probably continue here. Yatha yatha bhagavato bhaktya paramaya bhida drapas chaidyadaya satmayam harestat chintyayayuho. By devotional service, pure devotees who incessantly think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead receive bodies similar to his. This is known as Sarupya Mukti. Although Shishupala, Dantavak and other kings thought of Krishna as an enemy, they also achieved the same result. So this is very clear. I mean, they all could achieve Sarupya Mukti. In fact, when I say Sarupya Mukti, I remember something during the Ajamila story. Ajamila story, Ajamila was actually on the deathbed. He has seen actually how Devatas were appearing. The description that is mentioned Bhagavatam, who has come actually to the Vishnu Dutas, whoever has come to take Ajamila. So how are they appearing? They were appearing just like Vishnu with all 4 arms, with all with holding a lotus flower. So that is actually Sarupya Mukti. So it doesn't mean they are the Vishnu, but they attain the feature. They look as if like they are looking like Vishnu only, right? Right. So anyway, it is very clear that if we think about the God, definitely we go back to Godhead, without any doubt. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also instructed Sanatana Goswami that the exalted devotee should externally execute his routine devotional service, but also inwardly think how he can get attracted to the service of the Lord. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing to Sanatana Goswami, we should always see how we can get attracted to the service of the Lord. What type of service I should do? How I can actually, do something so that I can get attracted more to the deities. So this is very, very important, because with this type of constantly thinking about the God, about his Rupam, about how beautiful the Supreme Lord is, automatically what will happen? We will also have a chance to get to Sarupya Mukti. Right? So with this, we are done, Professor Mataji. Any questions? I don't know if I'm fast or I'm slow. The time now, 8:45. I think it's on time.
Wonderful class, Aravind Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dasraj Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Excellent class.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. All blessings of Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Class was very nice. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Wonderful explanation.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Pawan Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Giriraj Prabhu. Dandotranam.
మంచిగా పెట్టారు ప్రభు ఇది ఈ స్లైడ్స్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ నరసింహదేవ్ ఆ పిక్చర్ అండ్ శ్లోకము కింద గుడ్ ఐడియా అండ్ దీస్ వర్సెస్ టాక్స్ అబౌట్ ద పాయింట్ ద వన్ వర్డ్స్
Yes.
ఒక్కొక్కరు క్రియేటివ్ చూపిస్తున్నారు అనుకోండి నైస్ ఆనందరామ్ ప్రభు సంథింగ్ డిఫరెంట్ అండ్ యు ఆర్ సంథింగ్ డిఫరెంట్ highly C-level executives, Hari Bol.
Prabhuji, all from the guidance of devotees like you, Prabhuji, and also from Shiksha Guru Sir Lilananda Prabhuji. Whatever the effort we are putting, whatever the output it is coming, only from the blessings of all of you, from the exalted devotees, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandotranam.
I like it. Thank you. Nice class, bro.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, wonderful class with too many stories.
Thank you.
Everyone would like to hear that. Very
Stories,
nice.
Thank you, Mataji. Satna Mataji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you very much
Dhanyavad.
for wonderful things.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for giving this opportunity to all of you, Prabhuji and Mataji. So it's
Hare
also
Krishna,
nice
Nana.
actually to share the stories especially. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Nana.
Amma, thank you, Amma. Thank you very much, Amma. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Wonderful
Mataji. Srita
session.
Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for today's session.
Thank you, Ravali Mataji, Janvi Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Wonderful class, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Lavanya Mataji, Dandot Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll close the session now. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, Sandhya Mataji. Hare Krishna. Take care. Thank you.
Vancha Kripa.
Rupa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavibhyo
Vaishnavibhyo
Namo.
Thank you.
Bhagavatam class ke